Hi, my name is Saxon Day, and I'm on the tennis team with my boy Malcolm Shot.
Hello, my name is Jasmine Barajas. I'm a freshman in Monmouth.
Hi, my name's Eric Rodriguez. I'm a freshman at college, attended English major from Chicago.
Hello, I'm Julius Brassfield, 18, from Chicago, Illinois.
Hi, my name is Tyler Hawkins. I go to Nova and I'm studying social sciences, and I'm from Hampton, Virginia.
My name is Moses. I'm from Lansing, Illinois. I was born in Nigeria.
My name is Valerie. I'm a biopsych major. I'm a freshman here in Maryland, and I'm from Chicago.
Hello, my name is Dylan Wong. I'm from Laguna Niguel, California. Came out to Monmouth College here to play tennis for the Fighting Scots, and currently a business administration and accounting major.
I'm Tiana Citron. I'm from Chicago.
Hi, I'm John Stanford. I'm a freshman here at Monmouth College. I'm a music major and also an education major.
All right, so what cultures do you identify with?
I identify myself with the African American culture.
The Black culture, poetic, musical, artistic. What other cultures are there? Like food? I bake. I don't understand that question.
Particularly identify with any culture, I think. But if I would say so, being Hispanic culture in Puerto Rico, I do like games as well. So I mean, I guess you put me in there. I like sports, basically any sport. So I'm a lot of sports culture, and I like politics. So.
Puerto Rican.
I'm Puerto Rican, so
African American, Black, African, typical gamers, culture, yeah.
Black, Mexican, and Greek.
My mom is Asian and my dad is white, so I sort of have the Chinese Asian culture and also the Caucasian white culture.
I identify with the Asian culture, specifically Chinese and Burmese, since I am a third generation Chinese and my grandparents are from China and Myanmar.
So my first question is, what is your definition of culture?
I would say where I come from, what my nationality is about, what we do, how it is that we're raised, what we might eat, stuff like that, just to recognize what different people do.
Culture is like the history background of your ethnicity or your race or whatever.
I would say a group of people who like have the same like view on life and stuff, like have the same morals and like pretty much share a common interest. Is what I'd say. Culture is.
Culture, I will define it as the learning process and the specific beliefs, norms, and values that go into one's ethnic groups. And
Hey, Julius, our first question is, what is your definition of culture?
Delete that one. Delete that one. You caught me off guard. You caught me off guard.
It's okay.
Well, like how you grow up, like your family, what your traditions, and how you're raised, basically. That's how I define culture.
You said you identify with the Hispanic culture.
Mm-hmm.
So define and describe the most important or most celebrated holiday of your culture.
Probably, personally for me, I think you could differ. I think Christmas,
Thanksgiving.
Or
Christmas.
because irregardless, Hispanics, I'm gonna say, we're big into family, and we're big into just very sentimental moments of just coming together, and we love food. So Thanksgiving's around second, but for Christmas is the one time you see everyone in your family.
I'd say ours is Christmas.
Really?
Yeah, because that's when we do this thing where we like, this may sound bad, but we kill pigs. Where we kill a pig, and that's how we get our pork or whatever. And it's just a big deal because our family gets reunited.
And it feels so good.
It's and it's like and we like we raise the pig, and then we kill it on that like the day on Christmas Eve, right? Before, and then Christmas Day we have all this food, family gathering, music. Latin culture is very big on music, so that's so it's just that I'd say Christmas.
So on my mom's side, it would definitely be Chinese New Year, which is different from regular New Year. Chinese New Year usually happens in February, not January. And obviously on my dad's side, the most celebrated holiday would probably be New Year, which is January 1st.
Maybe Black History Month. And maybe Juneteenth.
You want to explain why?
Black History Month basically because it's a month where maybe we may feel empowered, may feel important to the rest of the society. Juneteenth basically because it's like not the independence of black people, but just like the ending of slavery, and it's a prideful moment for us.
So for the third question, how is physical contact viewed in your culture?
Like, what do you mean?
So within the cultures you're a part of, how is physical contact viewed?
What do you mean by physical contact?
All right, so how is physical contact viewed in your culture?
What do you mean by physical contact?
So, I guess, so like hugging, holding hands, any type of physical contact that maybe like in your culture is seen or viewed differently. So like for example, if I was to hug someone in my culture, it's viewed as a friendly gesture.
Okay.
So how is it viewed, physical contact viewed in your culture?
Okay, well, in my culture, when we see each other, we say hi and we kiss each other on the cheek if we know each other. And every time we pass by each other, we have to like shake our head to say hello.
Okay.
That's like, showing that we notice them.
We're really big on that. Like it's seen as disrespectful. We don't. You always have to go up to your family member or be polite to like a friend or someone you might be meeting, and you definitely have to either shake their hand or hug. Or I know that us Latin, like Puerto Ricans, like we're all about like giving each other kisses on the cheek and stuff like that. That's how we greet family members and stuff like that.
Okay. Like being aggressive, it's pretty much like a good thing, just
On my dad's side, which is the typical American culture, physical contact, I would say, is good to a certain extent, as long as it's positive physical contact. But then again, there's also like abusive physical contact.
Contact is viewed as very normal, and sometimes it can be even intimate. It's a feeling of being physically connected with someone else, and I don't think it's very offensive or anything like that.
Okay, so like, what are some types of situations that you view as appropriate and inappropriate?
Appropriate, maybe a hug, a handshake, maybe a bow and a pat on the back. Some appropriate responses there, but maybe some inappropriate things would be, like grabbing certain areas, like getting a little frisky and touching where the other person does not permit. And any abusive hand gestures as well. I think that's a little off the crossing the line.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so what is considered the most disrespectful act in your culture? Or thing,
In my culture, the most disrespected act.
acting, words.
Probably lying or manipulating someone to do what they want, and just being dishonest.
Within my culture. Spit on someone.
Disrespectful thing. So for the Asian culture, it would the most disrespectful thing that you could do. Maybe not the most. I'm not really sure what the most would be, but a very disrespectful thing to do would sort of be not listen to your parents and maybe backtalk them and make fun of them or whatever. Just disrespect your parents is a huge no-no in the Asian culture.
Probably curse your mother out.
It'd probably be disrespecting your elders, especially your grandma or your grandpa. You don't mess with them. That's bad. You got stuff's gonna happen.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
All right. So on the flip side, what is considered the most respectful thing you can do in your culture?
I never thought about that. Probably help others, like just out of your kindness, not because you want something. You know, like I would say like, you know, helping out the homeless, because my family always says like, don't give them money, they might do something with it, but I always give them money. Because I feel like that's like the most pure form of, you know.
It's just, you know, love your neighbor as yourself, you know, just be friendly with everybody, help everybody as much as you can, you know. Like, if you have time to go out of your way to help somebody, you know, do it. Just be a good person in general, you know, like, yeah.
Be very kind, or just be a blessing in someone's life that you don't even know.
I know Puerto Ricans, we take care of our own, you know, and taking care of your family, whether they're your first cousin, your second cousin, your third cousin, your grandma, your aunt, is very important. You know, offering a hand and just always being there for them is very respectable.
And on the flip side, what is the most respectful thing you can do?
I feel like the most respectful thing you can do as any human being in any culture is to be respectful by respecting yourselves, respecting your elders, and respecting others.
All right, so what would you say from your perspective is the most commonly held misconception about the people of your culture? Do you understand?
No.
You can say whatever you want.
I don't know.
Maybe that we're all not bad people, but that we may be quote unquote ghetto.
Okay.
Well, that's easy.
Okay.
There are no homes in Africa. That's easy.
Okay.
There are no homes in Africa. Animals roam wild everywhere. There's no civilization. Yeah.
So
We're yellow. Do we have chinky eyes?
there you go. Can't take a guess.
I can't. What was the question again?
As far as my black, we're loud, we're ghetto, we don't get good jobs and stuff like that. As far as, I guess you could say I identify with obviously like the Christianity culture, that we're crazy, we think we hate gay people or just people that don't follow our rules and stuff like that, when all actuality we love everyone. So yeah.
That we're loud all the time. That's not necessarily true.
Okay.
It's not necessarily true. I mean, we're loud, but we do value, like, I don't know how to put it, but we're not loud all the time. But that's what people usually say, like, oh, Puerto Ricans are so loud. That's not necessarily true.
I think we're illiterate, like the way we speak, because Puerto Ricans do kind of break like a broken type of Spanish. So a lot of people think we're kind of just like stupid because of the way we talk.
Okay.
Well, most people think that all Mexicans are immigrants.
Okay.
Yeah. And we are lazy and we just in America to take people's job.
Alright. How is it going?
Yeah.
Okay, so for The Asian culture, it is definitely that they have no lives and all they do is study and get good grades. For the white culture, a common misconception is also that they're stupid, lazy, and aren't driven. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that America gets labeled being like the fattest country in the world. But then again, there's also a lot of smart people that work hard, and I feel like just that label's put on to Americans, even though most of the time it's not true.
Have you ever experienced racism, and in what form?
Yeah. When I'm around a group of guys and they say that they prefer white girls or mixed girls and I'm an all natural black girl, I feel like that's a form of racism because that's something that's going on widely now today.
Yes, of course.
Yes, in the supermarket.
Oh,
I see. This is a good
of course
question.
you have. By the color of my skin, if you haven't noticed, a lot of people are like, "Hey, are you Muslim?" I'm just like, "No, come on, stop." I mean, it's a thing you have to live with. You accept it. You're not happy about it, but you accept it. I know when I walk into Walgreens, and I can almost guarantee when I'm looking through what I'm gonna buy, there's an old lady looking at the corner and they just staring at me, waiting for me to steal something, and I get that. But doesn't mean you like it. Yeah, I've encountered a few bits of racism, but what are you gonna do? Just gotta work against it.
My next question is, do young people today have a sense of culture?
Growing up in America, I think that we sort of lack a sense of culture because America is such a mosh pit of different cultures. There isn't one predominant culture that influences all of America.
Yeah. Not their not their family culture, but they have their own culture, like with the people they hang out with and stuff.
Okay.
They don't have a sense of culture because the generation now doesn't have a strong sense of culture and the background and the kind of people we were and the people we've become.
Do young people have a sense of culture?
Yeah,
Care to explain?
I'd say because like I said, culture is like a bunch of people coming together with the same views. Because the idea of culture has evolved from what it used to be, doesn't mean it doesn't exist anymore. So like, yeah, young people do have a sense of culture, but theirs is just way different from the way me and you were brought up to like believe the real culture was. Like their idea of culture is, smoke weed, chill with friends, do whatever, play video. Like that's their culture, that's what they're used to. Meanwhile, we were brought up like a completely different way, respect people, do all this, Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you think is the best thing about living in the United States?
It's very free. Like if you work hard and earn money, you can do what you want.
A lot of freedom.
Freedom?
Yeah, freedom.
I think the best thing about living in the United States is endless opportunities, honestly.
I know there's a big argument over this, but I personally strongly believe that America gives everyone the opportunity to be whoever or whatever they want as long as they work hard at it, which is great because in a lot of countries you're born into whatever you do. If you're a farmer, you're born into being a farmer. You can't really get out of that class. So in that sense, I think Americans have it great.
More opportunities. I think that's really big because coming from Puerto Rico, it's really scarce over there with like jobs and stuff like that.
Even though some people may say, we're living in a white society, They are a majority, but that doesn't mean that they have the majority of the chances. The world is open. You can be educated. You can be wealthy. You can be poor. It's all about what you choose to do. So I think the amount of choices here in America is what makes America a great place to be. The amount of opportunities.
So, on the flip side, what is the worst thing about living in the United States?
Well, one, they brought my people over here and then they decided to not like us. And then they decided to rape our women and turn us into this. I don't have a country to go back to, and they don't want me here, whether they say it or not. But I don't have anywhere to go because that's all I am. So that probably sucks. And the fact that our justice system is jank because white men that, kill people don't go to jail. Black men that rape people go to jail for a long time. I think that there's a lot of racism still going on, not even amongst black people, but other races as well, all minorities, because white people are the supremacy race, and I don't like it.
Okay.
Racism.
Okay. Do you want to start it?
Because in Nigeria, like, everyone's black, like, everyone's, they get along no matter, like, even with the white people, they get along with the white people there. But, you move over here, like, there's all these different groups, like, people discriminating against each other. Like, when I first moved there, I was confused as fuck, because I was like, I like, wanted to socialize with everybody. I didn't know, like, I had to, like, stay with a certain clique of people. But
Next question, you already kind of went into it with your first answer, but what is the worst thing about living in the United States?
The white predominant culture that just is always a shadow over America. I mean, I don't like that I have to act a certain way to be accepted, and I don't like that that it's frowned upon to be a naysayer, We let our patriotism get the best of us, and then if anyone ever differs in our view, the majority, then we just shun them, as opposed to places like France, where they're protesting every week for everything that they don't like. If you don't like it, then you should have an ability to be able to reject that.
You gotta deal with all this different, like, cultures. They don't like your culture, or like being judged by everybody that is different than you.
Okay.
I think the worst thing about being an American,
Ooh, the government.
Oh, okay. You want to
Yes.
expand?
They just spend money on, like, excuse my language, the dumbest shit ever.
Okay.
Like, right now, I'm writing a paper, and it's about immigration. And I read that they're spending like $40,000 on like border patrol, and they just closed like 50 schools in Chicago.
the worst thing about being an American, I would say, is the fact that
From what I hear is like stereotypes and like generalization. Like, I mean, can't think of the word. Like, yeah, whatever. But like, they say like in France or in Europe, just Europe in general, they say that like if you're black or if you're Asian, if you're white, and you live in France, you're considered the same thing. But over here in the United States, it's like you're different if you're black, if you're white, if you're Asian. Yeah, that's probably the worst thing.
wait, stop it and let me just like think about this for a second.
Many people can get along. It's pretty violent, especially in Chicago. So it's just it just gets too violent sometimes. Like, people don't really understand where they come from, and that's I think where the culture issue comes from. Like, no one really understands like each other's cultures, so we always clash.
Okay.
I think the worst thing about living in the U.S. is that our society is based off a lot of material objects, such as wealth and unnecessary luxuries, when we could spend more time focusing on how we could use that money to, save more people in poor countries that need help, and that we are so rich as a country that we need to give back and start doing more to appreciate our own wealth.
Alright, I know. So the worst thing I would say about being an American is that since America is a big mosh pit of different cultures, different races, different religions, a lot of times we really aren't together on issues and what we believe in, and that has created some tension, and it's lowered the sense of nationalism for our country.
Having the diversity we have here in the United States and not using it, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times African Americans hang out with African Americans and only know African American things. White people hang out with white people and only know white things. Mexicans hang out with Mexicans and only know Mexican things. If we all used America's resources and all connected together, we could create an American culture.
Well, thank you for sharing. Is there anything else you would like to share with us?
No.
No? Well, thank you for taking this. Okay. Well, thank you, Eric. It's nice talking to you. Well, all right, well, thank you. Glad to talk to you.
Yep.
All right, well, thank you, Valerie. Is there anything else you would like to share?
Nope. Thank you for having me.
Dude, thank you. It's nice having you. So thank you, Moses, for answering my question. Is there anything else you would like to share?
No.
All right, well, thank you for letting me interview you. Great guy. Hope you have a good day. Well, thank you, John. Is there anything else you would like to share?
No, thank you,
All right.
Malcolm.
All right, well, thank you for letting me interview you.
Oh, no problem.
All right, have a good day. Well, thank you, Saxon, for letting me interview you. Is there anything else you would like to share?
No, I thought that was the last question. Before that.
It was. But I'm
No.
I'm asking you again.
No.
All right, well, thank you.
Yeah, right.
All right, well, thank you, Dylan. Is there anything else you want to share?
Nah.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tiana, for answering my questions. Is there anything else that you would like to share? This is literally anything. You could share anything.
Malcolm's gonna get an A on this project.
All right, well, thank you. It was nice talking to you.